Hello guys, as usual it's Gadet from LMB, Life Master Builders, laying the right foundation for a fabulous life. Ever found yourself saying, but that's not what I meant? Well, that's what exactly I'm going to talk about. Intent versus impact. Misunderstandings do happen in life. And that's because everyone has a different perspective, lived a different experience, or holds different set of biases that drive their actions. You may have found yourself oftentimes trying to explain your actions based on your intentions to others. But that may be very different because they perceive it differently or have a different perspective of those words and action. However, before getting any further, let's clarify this one important point. That one's intent differs from their impact. And what I mean is, someone else's or someone's intent is what they think or feel during an action or conversation. It's usually the reason or motivation behind the situation. And that's why you might find people always saying things like, well, I said it because blah. While on the other hand, impact refers to how that action or conversation makes the other person feel. They might bring up the issue of the impact by saying, it seemed like you were blah, 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 blah. So, in a nutshell, intent refers to what you thought you were doing. Impact refers to how that action was perceived by the other person. And an example could be a friend comes up to you to talk about an issue they're having at work. You offer them an advice, but your friend is defensive and ends the conversation. You later learn that they felt like you were telling them they have handled the situation poorly. So you see, your intent was to offer an action plan, but the impact was that they felt judged. Isn't it funny? And if you were to come as a third person, you would find that either sides are likely to take stands and support their own individual reality. So, how can we better handle this? Have you ever heard the saying, the truth lies somewhere in the middle? Well, that line of thinking applies here, that there is no one-size-fits-all answer. And you are not being neutral here. You just came to realization that one person's intention and another's perspective are experiences that are both valid. So context can be important key when talking about intent versus impact. Because at the end of the day, everyone tends to measure their response based on their own interpretation of a situation. And that means unintentional harm is bound to happen. Nonetheless, if someone discloses that you hurt or offended them, the type of your relationship, whether it is professional, romantic, or platonic, have these things in mind to handle your situation peacefully. Listen with the goal of understanding where they're coming from, not with the goal of defending yourself. Center their feelings, not yours. It's normal to feel a little bit, prickly when someone bringing up something or to tell you that you have done something wrong. Genuinely apologize or acknowledge the impact that your actions had on them. And also while you're doing that, avoid apologies like I'm sorry if, or I'm sorry you, or I'm sorry but, because all these type of apologies, they lack accountability. And just like what my elder brother would say, apologies with a but is not actually an apology. On the other hand, when you intend to bring up hurt caused by someone you care about or work with, keep these few tricks also in mind because they could help. Focus on your feelings and use I statement and avoid pointing fingers. This centers the conversation on the impact the action had on you versus the situation itself or placing blames on the other person. Be willing to hear their side. After you have expressed yourself, this doesn't mean you have to agree with them. Also, discuss how the situation could have been handled differently. Is there anything the other person could do differently if this situation happens again? When having this conversation, keep in mind that it is not your responsibility to manage someone else's emotions. All right? Keep this in mind. If you become hostile or angry or feel like you're unsafe or feel threatened, you have no obligation to continue the conversation at all. So the bottom line is, this is a topic not to be ignored at all. Even if you feel hurt but aren't in physical danger, it's best to address the kind of conflict heads on, especially if you would like to stay in touch with that person. And also, if you learn that you hurt someone, despite your good intentions, try to set aside your own thoughts and feelings to center the impact that your action had. Although it can be difficult, but addressing issues is a key of maintaining healthy relationships. And that finishes our session for today. Thanks. Please don't forget to leave your comments and keep sharing the videos with others. Stay blessed and enjoy having healthy relationships. Peace.